Hello everybody and welcome back to this McLaren career on Motorsport Manager. We are on part 3 today. If you didn't see today's earlier video, because we've got 2 videos going on today, we did part 2 a little bit earlier. That was a race in Shanghai in China. It was quite an interesting race. We had gearbox problems towards the end of the race. We had crashes, all that sort of stuff. So if you haven't checked that out, go back and check the video out. It is in the playlist. It should be on the suggested videos on the side. If not, hit subscribe down below. You'll be notified of when I do videos. Or just go through the username under this video and you'll probably find it there as well. But anyway, we're on with today's video. We've got the Sakhir Grand Prix coming up in Dubai. We're still working on the reliability of the car at the moment. We've been concentrating on the engines recently. We can actually take those out at the moment now. We're going to put the new engines that we've got in the cars. So Verstappen is going to get the better one. So Verstappen is really happy with the car now. So everything else is pretty much staying the same. And we're going to start working on a few little bit more. So what can we get? We'll try and get Verstappen's car up to scratch. There's a few bits here as well. This one's alright to do. Right, so yeah, that should sort everything out. 28 days still until these are fully done. Isn't going to be done until before Estoril in Portugal. We've got a few sponsorships to look at. This one, which is always the one that we always choose the bigger upfront payment for, because we're never going to go for the bonus payment because we've surpassed that sort of position now. Benson and Hedges going on the side of the car. Like the main sponsor down the side is that one, but yeah. So we've got Rolex offering £700,000 per race. Infinity, the car manufacturer, on the side. No, this one's definitely worth a lot more. It'd be worth over 8 million over the life of the contract. Goes for 11 races. So Rolex, I can't remember if we had Rolex before. I know we've had them on the car before. I don't know if that's the sponsor that was there actually last time. If the money actually gone up? Yes, the money's gone up a little bit now. So we're actually gaining even more money this time. Yeah, so we're still waiting for the HQs to be built. So yeah, what have we got coming up? It looks like it's going to be another dry weekend again. So we're going to jump straight into the weekend. We're going to go with Carlsberg sponsorship for 3rd or above, as we don't usually get first in qualifying. Hopefully a lot of the teams are over their reliability problems, but as we know, both drivers happy with the car at the moment. So we're going to jump into this. We've got 21 laps coming up. Low tyre wear, medium fuel burn. Engine is crucial here. We don't have the best engine here, but every other part in the car is pretty much the best. Although we've lost the best gearbox now. Ferrari have actually overtaken us now. Brakes we knew were second, but we do still have the best front wing, rear wing and suspension. So we still do have the best aero package in the game. But we're going to jump into the weekend now. We'll run practice qualifying off screen as we usually do, and we'll come back for the grid in a moment. So here we go with the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Max Verstappen first place, the new engine upgrade working for us. Look at that, first place. Look at the gap. Look at the gap. 1/100th of a second. Absolutely amazing. Not even that, 1/1000th of a second. Absolutely amazing. Sebastian Vettel into second. Kimi Räikkönen as usual in the Mercedes just behind Sebastian Vettel. Antonio Giovinazzi putting in a great lap. 4th place for the young Ferrari driver. Mick Schumacher up into 5th, a decent result for him as well, just ahead of Daniel Ricciardo like in the last race in the Williams. Red Bull of Lewis Hamilton in 7th, the other Red Bull of Van Dorn 8th, Lance Stroll in the Williams 9th, Nico Hülkenberg a long way down the order for some reason in 10th place in the second Mercedes. I don't know what's up with this, whether they're really trying to push all the best parts towards Kimi Räikkönen. Maybe, but there we've got Valtteri Bottas in 11th place in the Sauber, Force India of Ocon 12th, Sergio Perez in the Force India of 13th, behind Ocon for once. Pierre Gasly doing a little bit better than usual, up into 14th in the Toro Rosso. Marcus Ericsson in the Haas in 15th, Felipe Nasr in the Sauber a little bit higher as well for him in 16th place, Julian Palmer in the Renault 17th, Carlos Sainz in the Renault 18th as well, so Renault are really struggling at the moment. Santino Ferrucci off of last place for once in the Haas, and Toro Rosso again themselves really struggling with one of their cars, Danny Kvyat in last place. So hopefully here we get a good start. We haven't had the best of starts in the first 2 races. Verstappen went all the way down to something like 10th place in the last race and almost similar. Look, another bad start here. He's not the best of starters. Vettel getting away. Giovinazzi making an excellent start, and that is Danny Rick as well, trying to get up the inside and managed to make that move stick. And this is Kimi Räikkönen coming through. We're under pressure as well from Nico Hülkenberg. So Verstappen goes down to 6th, manages to get past Raikkonen on the switchback. Brilliant racing from him. Verstappen should be able to come back now. He's got Giovinazzi in his sights. Can we get past him? No. We can make this race. We can Mick Schumacher right on the tail of Max Verstappen here as well. We can do this full race on super soft tyres. The AI can't, because they do like to come out on Q2 for 3 stints, on 2 stints even, on super soft. And we've got a car off. That is Giovinazzi off. Just went sliding off then. Giovinazzi slides off the track in 7th place. We've got no safety car though, because we do not have virtual safety cars this year. They were voted out last year. And Schumacher coming back here. Schumacher coming flying through. We're gonna boost Max Verstappen. It's not going to work for him, is it? Schumacher making a brilliant move there. He's moved up the order. Schumacher into 2nd, only behind Nico Hulkenberg. Vettel's fallen off into 5th place. So look at that. The top 5 separated by a 2nd. Then only an extra half a second back to Kimi Raikkonen. Look at that. Schumacher flying into 1st place here. We're going to use a boost as well to try to keep him ahead. Verstappen, meanwhile, 3rd place. We'll use his boost to try to keep ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Vettel getting really close to the back win of Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen makes a move on Nico Hulkenberg as well. So we get both our McLarens into the lead here. We can go ahead and start turning things down now. We're going to go into mediums. We're going to try. But we can't just go as far as we can. Well, as much as we can. We can't just push these tyres. Should we try cool them down a little bit? We'll just sort of micromanage these tyres for a little bit because... Oh, Verstappen, what are you doing? No. Verstappen this time has crashed. Verstappen has gone off this time. Slides off the track. There's no failings. It looks like a brake failure, does that? It just slid off the track. No steering at all. So it's down to Mick Schumacher this time. What can we get out of Mick Schumacher? Mick Schumacher has the opportunity to catch Max Verstappen back up here a little bit in the championship. We don't have a safety car. Just going to try and get him as far as possible. We know we have to come into the pit so we can go overtake. We know the engine and gearbox are strong enough now for us to run in overtake mode. So can we hold the other cars off? So once again, we're just following one car here. It's Sebastian Vettel behind. He is keeping about. We're actually going ahead. And we've got another yellow flag out. This is Lance Stroll that's crashed now. Bahrain taking a lot of casualties here in Sakhir. And we are pulling away, it looks like, from Sebastian Vettel. Mainly because we're going in overtake mode. We've possibly got 1 lap left in this tyre. Although we don't need to look after these tyres. We don't really need to go as far as we can. We can actually hit the pits now, should we do it. It would give us a slight undercut. But we would be coming out behind Sergio Perez. Look at that 8.16. Oh, we can't actually quite do it on the super softs with Mickey. Can't get... Max Verstappen could get 10 laps out of these super softs. Mick Schumacher can only get 8. Even going another lap, it wouldn't work out. So we're going to have to go soft for the middle stint, aren't we? So we should stay out this extra lap. The tyres are just about there. We do have the fuel to do it. We do have the boost as well to make up. So we'll go conserve. We're staying out. Are we going to lose a little time? Last time we were about a second quicker than Sebastian Vettel. Hulkenberg get past Vettel this time. Hulkenberg is still behind us as well. Vettel is still a lot quicker here. Right, so we're going to set up mix this time. There's going to be 16 left after this, so we should be able to just do it on the super soft. So we might go super soft and just see, and then we can decide for the last one what we're going to do. So that can go about 8 laps. So what we're going to do, should we put the full complement of fuel in 9 laps? Yes, we should, because we're going to go 8. So yes, so everything else can stay the same. Parts looking alright-ish at the moment. We've got brakes running down a little bit, but not enough that it's going to cause us any problems, I wouldn't feel. So we're going to hit the pits. We're going to get the slight undercut, at least. We were picking up time, so we're diving into the pits. We're going to go medium. We're going to go high because we need to go the full 8 laps. We'll boost a little bit. We've got enough of a gap behind Ocon that it shouldn't hold us up too much. Although we're going to catch him pretty quickly. 1.2, 1.1. We'll save the boost until we get close to him. And then we can... Oh, he's using his boost as well. No, save your boost, Mick. Save your boost. Alright, now boost. Can we get past him? Yes, we can. Brilliant. He's not holding us up at all. So we're up into 3rd place now. Hamilton, Hulkenberg yet to pit. All the others have pitted. Vettel is in and out of the pits, sir. Vettel doing a little bit better this time. But can he catch Mick Schumacher here? can we just keep Mick in front? 13 seconds to the leader, Hulkenberg. Are we catching him slightly? I don't think so, no. We're keeping that distance just about. Don't really want to push these tyres too much. Temperature's pretty hot as well, so we might, once everyone else has come into the pits, so we see everyone's been into the pits. Hulkenberg's in, he's using his boost. He doesn't have much boost left now though. We're trying to just harvest our boost. So we're going to go conserve mode. He is coming back at us pretty strong. Is he pushing his tyres? He can push those tyres, but we know once he does push those tyres, we do have the quicker tyre. So we're going to just keep the boost ready. We're going to go medium for a little bit as well, because we need to try go as far as we can. We've got 12 laps after this. We've got 4 laps that we can do, so we're just about there with the tyres. So we want to be doing another 4.5 laps. So we can just keep in high mode here, can't we? Just keep an eye on the engine, everything looking alright. Parts wise, we're going to use a little bit of a boost to get what Hulkenberg has gained on us, although he's sticking right to us is Nico. He's a lot quicker in this. He's possibly got a more powerful engine. Obviously the engine is really important around this track. Can we fight him off here? Tyres getting a little bit too hot that we're going to have to go conserve mode to try stay in front. Hulkenberg is really pushing these soft tyres at the moment, boosting. We can't hold him off. Unfortunately we can't, but Schumacher comes flying straight back. Gets past him brilliantly. Hulkenberg though does have his boost again as well. He's going to start turning his tyres down pretty soon. So what do we need? Can we go overtake mode for a little bit? We've got 3 laps after this to do. We should be able to just about do it, shouldn't we? Hopefully. That should get us to just about the right position. Hulkenberg now is holding back, so we did brilliantly there in holding him off. We're just going to keep harvesting the battery. Hopefully we can hold him off. Vettel doing a lot better than he usually has been doing. He doesn't have any parts that are failing. So it looks like the AI are over their reliability problems already. But Schumacher doing a brilliant job. He's got a big gap now. Just what we knew we needed to do. Just hold Hulkenberg off long enough until he turned down what he was doing. Because he was really pushing his car. We knew he would have to go back into low mode and conserve mode. We knew he'd have to do that, so we can go back into medium for a little bit now. We're going to go back into medium on the tyres. We can get another 2 laps out of this if we want to. So we've actually gone a really long time on this tyre. Pretty brilliant, actually. Really good. We could actually, if we'd looked after the fuel a little bit more, but you could only do 8 laps really on the fuel load. You could go 9 just about if you went in medium all the time. That possibly would have cost us, but we're going to get into the pits after this lap now, so we can absolutely push this tyre. We can possibly go high mode. That is going to get us into the pits with enough fuel. Can we go overtake mode? What is that going to get us into the pits with? Just about maybe go high mode for a little bit longer on this lap. So we're going to set up now for the last super soft tyre, which is going to give us the advantage. We're going to fuel up to the top. Once again, recharge, pit strategy, just keep it balanced. We won't want to risk any mistakes here. We can just push this tyre into the ground. We can go overtake mode for the last half of the lap as well. 8 seconds over Hulkenberg. We're flying away from him. We know he's got a lot of this soft tyre left, but he does have to pit for fuel as well. So here comes Mick into the pits. We're going to go medium coming out. We're going to go high mode coming out of the pits. And bad tyres, but we're out into 2nd place. Absolutely brilliant. That is a back marker of Felipe Nasr in the Sauber. So absolutely brilliant there. We're just going to keep hold of this, or should we try catch Nico here? We are on a fresh pair of super softs. Is Hulkenberg starting to push his tyres again? He is, so we've got no real chance of catching him because he's going to burn through this soft pair of tyres, and then we can start coming back at him from that point. So once we see him turn down, maybe then we'll use a boost. Maybe we'll use about 10% of it next time, or up. We'll boost it down this straight. Yeah, there we go. So 14, 15. We are actually falling behind Hulkenberg here. He's really pushing into pit right. So he's gone low mode now. So we should start coming back at him. Yeah, there we go. We're going to start coming back at Nico Hulkenberg now. So last lap. And Hulkenberg has come into the pits for fuel already. Hulkenberg staying in the pits and he's back out. No problems at all for the Mercedes for once. 2nd race of the season. Vettel looks like he has some problems at some point, but the Mercedes are really up to scratch here. Although it looks like Raikkonen is the one having problems with reliability at the moment. Mercedes look like they have 2 pretty equal cars. Ricciardo doing well in the Williams as well. Hamilton not too bad, although he does have to pit again. So let's just look after these tyres for a little bit as well now. So we've got some room to push towards the end of the race. We can keep going in high mode. We've got a lot of boost left. Hulkenberg is going all out once again to try and catch up to us. We know he's possibly going to catch us again. Once he starts getting close, we can start pushing the tyres again from that point. He's coming at a massive rate here, but we do have a lot of a boost here. Is that going to be enough to hold him off? And Schumacher, we've got problems here. It is the rear wing, so we're going to have to start turning, although it should be enough to go to the end. We're not really pushing up. We don't really have to turn anything down. The engine's getting pretty worn out, but hopefully that's going to get us through to the end of the race. We do have quite a lot of tyre left. Maybe we should go... Has Hulkenberg turned down yet? He's gone down a little bit. He's got problems with his car. 2 seconds. He's still actually gaining on us. We did a 1:15. He did a 1:13. So what is this like? A 1:15.90. It's about half a second quicker than us. If we can just keep him to a half a second, he's actually going slower than us now. He's actually turned down. And we've got excess fuel left. We can't really push it because I don't want the engine to fail. So we're not going to really push the fuel here. Just have a quick look back. So where is Hulkenberg? There he is. He's actually falling behind now. He's pushed everything that he can do. He's having to go low mode on his tyres. We've got 2 laps left. We've got a lot of tyre left here. So let's just try and extend this gap now. We've got a lot of battery power left, like we were saving until we knew he turned down. We might as well use most of this. And there we go. We've got a nice, comfortable 5-second gap now for Mick Schumacher. Gonna come home for his maiden win in Formula 1. Final lap. Here he goes. Doesn't look like the rear wings are 4%. It's just enough to get through to the end of the race. There we go. Lapping Esteban Ocon in the Force India. Half a lap to go. Hulkenberg still falling behind here. We're going to boost. The tyres just about run out. It's going to get us across the line. We do that lap in a 1:14.9. But first place, absolutely excellent. Hulkenberg finishes second. Ricciardo is going to get across the line in 3rd place. Van Dorn is going to grab 4th place. Kimi Räikkönen in the Mercedes. Looks like he's going to get 5th place. He's under pressure though from Sebastian Vettel. Although the Haas of Ericsson is holding him up a little bit. Räikkönen, what's happened to Räikkönen? He's slowed down. He's been given the blue flag. No, why is he being given the blue flag? Why is Räikkönen getting a blue flag here? I don't know why Räikkönen's being given a blue flag. For some reason that is going to allow... What's he slowing down for? He won't have run out of fuel. He's getting a blue flag for some reason to let Vettel through. Or maybe he has run out of fuel. But it doesn't say he has. So strange. Räikkönen just gives his own teammate Vettel 5th place. A little bit of cheating going on there then. Maybe they come to some sort of deal. But Hamilton comes across the line 7th. Signed in the Renault. Renault score points actually for once. So that's going to put Haas under a little bit more pressure now as well. We get points for Sauber once again. Toro Rosso score a point as well with Pierre Gasly. They get their 1st point of the season. So I think every team has scored points now this season. So Mick Schumacher picks up 25 points. Mercedes pick up some nice points, 26. Not enough to really gain unless they get 1 more point on us for this weekend. But that does mean we actually come 2nd this weekend, doesn't it? The first time that we haven't actually gone first. So Mick now 7 points behind Max Verstappen thanks to Max Verstappen crashing. Nico Hulkenberg though keeping up with 43 points. Daniel Ricciardo with 37 points. So we are first with 93 points. Mercedes on 61. Williams 43. Red Bull 36. Ferrari still struggling. Force India 25. So there we go. Toro Rosso picked up the 1st point. Haas still on 3. So Toro Rosso, it's going to be up to them to get in front of Haas. Hopefully they don't, because we're still wanting to take over Haas at the end of the season. Anyway, another decent race. So Max Verstappen doesn't actually lose any morale for crashing there like Mick Schumacher did. But look at that, some massive gains for Mick Schumacher in this race. 5% for braking, 5% increase for overtaking. So he's going to be getting up to the level of Max Verstappen by the end of the season. So when and if we do leave McLaren at the end of the season, we're going to leave them in a really good position, because both these guys are contracted for another year, I think. Although Mick's might be up at this year, so we might renegotiate now or somewhere soon. So we'll leave McLaren in a really good position for next year. So it's going to be hard for us to catch them up if we do switch teams to Haas. That is what we want. We want to leave a really strong car. Look at that, 2.7 million coming into the bank now. We've got over 30 million in the bank and nothing to spend it on, because we don't want to really upgrade the HQ too much. Or maybe we should upgrade the HQ too much to leave McLaren in the best position that we can. Maybe we should think about that. But we won't do that just yet. I think we've got a vote coming up in a week's time. We'll include that in the next episode. It's going to be 2 days left, we'll get through to it. 2 days left, it's going to be the removal of Spa. Then we do have points for top 5 coming up. I don't think that one will get voted through. 86432. Only for the top 5. That would make it interesting. I don't really want that one. Then we're refueling ban. Of course, we've only just bought the 40 kilogram fuel tanks in to force 2 pit stops during a race. Looks like it could be going again. It only got passed last year because we used so many votes on it. I do like racing with refueling though. It does make it a little bit more interesting. It makes the... If all the other cars were running and things were pretty close, it would make refueling a little bit more strategy. Another thing to think about strategy wise, because it can take, and look, also short qualifying session. We've just gone to medium qualifying sessions this season, from long to medium. Short coming up, they are 10, yeah, I think they're 10 minutes at the moment, so going to short. So we'll just get ahead. We'll do the interview. Force India's Perez had a bit of a disaster in that race, so we'll go just unlucky. That will mean he will sign for McLaren if we wanted him to. Hard fought win for Schumacher in Sakir. So we're just going to get ahead to the vote coming up. That's going to be car repair complete, so we just, yeah, we're going to keep working on those parts. We've got this coming up, 400,000, 800,000 from Rockstar Energy. I think that's what we had on the car or something similar. I know we've had Rockstar on the car before. We'll just wait for the other one to come through, but we do have the vote coming up now for whether Spa is going to be removed. We're going to abstain from the vote as usual, just so we can come back, but we've got Williams voting for, Christian Horner, Red Bull wanting it out, Ferrari wanting rid of it, Force India wanting to keep it, and yeah, so let's just see whether we're going to be losing Spa next year. Toto Wolf abstains, Williams vote for, Red Bull vote for as we know, Ferrari vote for, Force India vote against, Albert against, Renault against, Haas abstain, against from Toro Rosso, looks like it's staying in, and against. So we're keeping Spa just for next season. We're keeping Spa. Christian Horner voted twice to get rid of the Spa Grand Prix. What? Guess he doesn't like Spa for some reason. But anyway, so yeah, we're keeping Spa next season. Thankfully, we're not dropping down to 15 races once again, just after getting it back up to 16 races. So that is it for this episode. A great race for Mick Schumacher, a brilliant win for Mick Schumacher. We do have next time coming up Sochi, Russia, coming up, another dry race. Thankfully, do like the dry races better than the wet ones, because the wet races mess up qualifying for the AI a lot of the time. Portugal, dry. Looks like we've got a lot of dry races. Possibly there's not much chance of rain on a lot of these tracks. Montreal has actually gone to the back of the queue now after coming back this season. So Montreal will be the season finale season. But anyway, we've got Sochi coming up next time. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment. All the usual razzmatazz. But until next time, I'll see you in Russia for the Sochi Grand Prix. And goodbye.